Let me ask you something. Most project managers never stop to ask themselves when things feel even slightly off on the project. Do you move closer because that's a real risk or because you're afraid of what might happen if you don't? Because see, that is where the line between oversight and actual control actually lives, not in your processes, not in your tools, but in what you assume about your people before anything goes wrong. I remember walking into the project where on paper, as we all know, everything looked bulletproof. The plan was already approved. Milestones were set. Roles, well, they were crystal clear. But because the stakes were high, I didn't just provide oversight. I scheduled quick daily syncs. I CC'd myself on every minor vendor thread. And without realizing it, the team stopped looking at the project goals and started turning to me for attention. My presence became the quality gate. Then data shifted. Updates became suspiciously polished. The messy early warning risks disappeared, not because they weren't solved, or I should say, not because they were solved, but because no one wanted to integrate before they had the answer. See, ironically, I was less informed than when I started. Thought I was being responsible. Matter of fact, in reality, I was just a bottleneck in a nice suit. That's when it clicked. Nothing in the process was actually broken, but trust was quietly, secretly being replaced by permission. That's the difference between oversight and control. And that's what we're breaking down in today's episode. Principle number 1, oversight assumes competency until proven otherwise. Control assumes failure up front. Oh, I like this. This is going to be a good episode for you today, family. See, when I talked about being thorough, was really me assuming something was going to actually go wrong, which is not a good thing. But you have to understand, oversight starts with trust. Control starts from fear. When you assume competency, your leadership posture is calm, curious, and measured. When you assume failure, your posture becomes a little rigid, a little tight, more reactive instead of proactive, and most of all, we know it, that project manager, intrusive. Why is this important? Your team responds to what you believe, not what you say. I will remix this if you don't do anything from today's episode. This is one of those why it's important type moments you want to write down. Your team responds to what you believe in, not what you say. Suspicion shows up long before micromanagement does. Experiment with these actionable tips. Before stepping in, I want you to ask one question. What evidence do I actually have that this is an actual risk? Next one, separate risk signals from anxiety signals. They may feel a little similar, but they are definitely different. Here's my professional advice. Leadership posture sets the tone before leadership action ever does. And once people sense what you assume about them, behavior, it starts to make a change. Principle number 2, oversight invites transparency. Control drives information hiding. Oversight invites transparency. Control drives information hiding. See, those polished updates weren't alignment. They were actually self-protection. What do you mean by that, ED? See, oversight creates safety for honesty. Control makes every update feel like a defense. When people feel interrogation, you know what they do? They delay the actual disclosure of what's going on. Why is this important? The most dangerous risks aren't hidden. They're actually withheld. You see how I played on those words? Experiment with these actionable tips. Respond to bad news with curiosity, not correction. Next one, praise early risk signals publicly. Here's my professional advice. People don't hide information from leaders they actually trust. And when transparency disappears, something deeper erodes. Principle number 3, oversight builds confidence in teams. Control, it actually builds compliance. See, once I became the quality gate in my own story, the team stopped pushing back. See, oversight reinforces capability. Control reinforces obedience. Compliance feels smooth. Confidence creates resilience. I like that. See, I love to be resilient. This is all about, I'm always talking about confidence. Why is this important? Projects survive change through confident teams, not compliant ones. Experiment with these actionable tips. Ask for recommendations before giving direction. Next one, invite disagreement without sounding or coming across as being defensive. Here's my professional advice, family. Silence isn't alignment, it's often surrender. And without confidence, ownership temporarily or often fades. Principle number 4, oversight empowers problem solving, control replaces it. See, people waited for me, not because they couldn't solve their own problem, but because I trained them not to. Oh, that's deep. See, oversight creates space for ownership. Control turns the PM into the actual answer. See, eventually teams stop thinking ahead and they just start looking at the PM as the resource to be the individual, or if it's a collective of them, but just the individual to start making decisions for them instead of taking more of a collaborative approach. Okay, I won't milk that anymore. Why is this important? You can't scale delivery if everything routes through you. Experiment with these actual tips. Ask, what options have you considered? Next one, step in only when risk, scope, timeline, or costs are impacted and it demands it. Here's my professional advice, family. Being needed feels good. I'm going to tell you, when I'm needed, it feels good. But building independence actually works better. I know as a PM, we want to feel needed. I get it. I'm in the same boat with you. I'm rowing with you. However, building a team of independent workers, and when I say independent, meaning they're making decisions on their own and bringing it back to you, say, hey, this is the decision that we made, or hey, this is the solution we propose. Okay, I won't talk about that no more. This also shows up in how decisions get made. Principle number 5, oversight uses data to decide. Control, it uses intuition to interfere. Oh, man. See, most of my interventions weren't driven by metrics. They were actually driven by discomfort. See, oversight relies on agreed signals. Control reacts to feelings. One stabilizes execution, other, it injects noise, which is no good. Why is this important? Emotion-led decisions erode trust, even when intentions are good. Experiment with these actual tips. Define escalation thresholds up front. Next one, ask for evidence before changing direction. Here's my professional advice, family. Data doesn't remove judgment. It disciplines it. See, once decisions are grounded, execution becomes a little bit more clear. Principle number 6, oversight measures progress, control monitors activity. I like that. See, everyone looks busy, but outcomes didn't improve. Again, I'll say that. Everyone looks busy. The outcomes didn't improve. Oversight tracks milestones and results. Control tracks motion and visibility. See, one drives delivery, the other drains energy. I want you to think about that for a minute, family. See, why is this important? See, busy teams burn out faster than focused teams ever will. Experiment with these actionable tips. Anchor updates to outcomes, just not efforts. Next one, cut status asks that don't inform a decision. Here's my professional advice, family. If an update doesn't change a decision, question why it exists. And you'll know over time, these habits compound. Principle number 7, oversight creates accountability. Control, well, it creates dependency. See, people start asking permission, not taking ownership. Oversight reinforces responsibility. Control conditions hesitation. Dependency isn't accidental. It's actually trained. Why is this important? Accountability scales. Dependency collapse when you, the project manager, is unavailable. Experiment with these actionable tips. Push decisions to the closest accountable role. Next one, clarify decision rights, explicitity. Here's my professional advice, family. If everything needs your approval, you have now become the bottleneck, the constraint. Let's bring this full circle. Principle number 8, oversight trusts the plan. Control second guesses it. See, if the plan was solid enough to approve, why did it suddenly need constant permission to run? See, oversight allows execution within guardrails. Control reopens decisions unnecessarily. See, one builds momentum. The other, as we know, it erodes confidence. Why is this important? Second guesses signals doubt, even when unintended. Experiment with these actionable tips. Let plans run unless new data changes the risk. Next one, treat deviation as a learning and not a failure. Here's my professional advice, family. Trusting the plan is disciplined leadership, not passivity. Here's the truth, family. Oversight isn't absence. Control isn't leadership. The difference is subtle, but very expensive. See, they blur the identity line. Do you lead from trust or do you lead from fear? Because see, your team already knows that answer that I just asked the question of you. So if this resonated with you, don't just pass through it. Choose one principle, practice it intentionally this week. And if you know a project manager who is questioning himself right now, send this their way. And for those ready to build confidence, judgment, leadership, depth over time, you'll find my mentorship and coaching link within the description. I go by the name AD. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, hey, listen, that just simply means that. Until next time.